Hello students, in the last class we have completed one of the important chapter, that is chemical bonding, from your syllabus, and after the completion of the fourth chapter we'll next jump to the organic chemistry. And there is one important chapter in organic chemistry, that is basically the some basic principles and techniques in organic chemistry. And today we'll deal with some basic information regarding to the carbon atom, and what are the organic compounds, and the structure of some of the organic compounds, and how we can represent them and classify them on the basis of different categorization, the organic compounds, right? So generally organic chemistry is a branch of that is a sub branch of chemistry which deals with the study of carbon and its compounds. Already we have seen the periodic table. So in the periodic table, other than carbon, whatever the elements will come, so the study of those elements are regarded with the inorganic chemistry. But purely in organic chemistry, what happens, we will study about the complete information regarding with the carbon atom, and the carbon which is bonded with further atoms, right? So that complete carbon molecules, and overall study regarding with the carbon is generally categorized in the organic chemistry. Here if you observe, so the ability of the carbon to bond with its own atom, right? So if you take carbon atom, so generally it has four valency. We already know that carbon can bond with four different atoms or same atoms. So because it is having the tetravalency, since it can bond with the four atoms, we will call it as tetravalency. And the ability of that carbon, so observe here, the ability of that carbon to bond with its own atom or another atoms like nitrogen, it may be oxygen or it may be hydrogen, is generally called as a catenation. Catenation is the property of carbon, so in which so the carbon has capacity to bond with different atoms like nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, and that property of the carbon is generally called as catenation. And already we have seen the branch of chemistry that deals with the study of carbon and its compounds. Carbon and its compounds is generally called as organic chemistry. Organic chemistry is a sub branch of chemistry. Generally here we will collect all the information, or we will study all the information regarding to the carbon and its related compounds is generally called as organic chemistry, right? So further, if you go with the tetravalency of carbon and the shape of the organic compound, so carbon has a four electrons. Whenever you write the electronic configuration, you can observe that one, the carbon has the four electron in its outermost orbit. In the last orbit it is having the four electron, and it has capabilities to bond four covalent bonds. Since it is having four electrons, it has capability to form a four covalent bond, thus it is called as a tetravalency of carbon. Understand, this is very important concept. So carbon can generally has a capability to bond four bonds with the same kind of atoms, or it may be with the different kind of atoms. So therefore, since it has ability to form four bonds, it is called as the tetravalency in case of carbon, right? So I will write some of the rough work here. That is catenation. Catenation is nothing but the ability of an atom to bond with another atom, right? So it is based on the total number of outermost electrons, or we can call it as a valence electron, right? So if we take carbon, so the outermost electrons, right? So outermost electrons are four, right? So therefore carbon can bond with the four atoms, right? So here, for example, if we take 1, 2, 3 and 4, since it can bond with four atoms, so this is called as a tetravalency, right? So that is generally called as tetravalency. That is also known as catenation, the property of an carbon to bond with, so it may be these four atoms may be, right? So nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, based on the availability of electrons to bond with that, right? So carbon can maximum bond four bonds. So if you take the example of CO2, right? So carbon can double bond with oxygen from one side and double bond with oxygen from another side, right? So if we take a CH4 molecule, carbon can bond with the hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen, like this, right? So if we take CCl4, carbon tetrachloride, so carbon can bond with the chlorine, chlorine, chlorine and chlorine, right? So this is the structure of CCl4, right? So therefore the ability of the carbon to form four bonds due to the presence of four electrons in the last orbit or in the valence orbit, therefore it is also called as tetravalency of carbon, right? So we can recall the formation and shape of the molecules like CH4, as I already said. And in case of ethene molecule, that is C2H4 and C2H2. Right? So here you'll observe, in case of CH4, C2H2, right? And similarly, one other molecule, that is C2H4, C2H4. So we can observe the hybridization, which means in case of CH4, there is carbon bonded with 4 hydrogen atom like this. Right? In C2H4, what happens? Carbon, carbon. Further, it is bonded with hydrogen, 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 and hydrogen. It is double bonded. Right? So, and here in case of C2H2, right? So it is carbon, carbon, and here it is bonded with one hydrogen. Here it is bonded with one hydrogen. To satisfy here, so you have to make it as a triple bond. Right? So here, if you observe, these are a single bonded. Right? So here the carbon is single bonded. So it is called as a sp3 hybridized carbon. It is called as sp3 hybridized. Right? So it is double bonded. We will call it as sp2 hybridization. Already we have seen in case of chemical bond. Right? So whenever it is double bond, it is sp2 hybridization. And whenever it is having the single bond, the carbon is sp3 hybridized. And whenever it is having triple bond, it is sp hybridization. Right? So whenever it is having the single bond, if you take example of CH4, the carbon is single bonded with 4 hydrogen, it is called as sp3 hybridization. Whenever carbon is double bonded with another carbon, that is a C2H4 molecule, in that case the carbon is sp2 hybridized. Whenever the carbon is triple bonded with another carbon atom, so this hybridization is called as sp hybridization. The same thing I have written here. So here, if you observe, in case of methane molecule, it is sp3. In case of ethene molecule, it is sp2. And in case of ethyne molecule, that is called as sp hybridization. Right? So in case of carbon. And hybridization influence the bond length as well as bond enthalpy in organic compound. Right? So the hybridization of the molecule, which means the structure of the molecule, generally influence, which means it is dependent, right? Which can change the values of bond length as well as bond enthalpy. Already we have seen what is bond length as well as bond enthalpy. These bond length and bond enthalpies are also dependent on the hybridization of the molecule. Already we have seen the hybridization in case of chemical bond. So the same hybridization of the molecule, so generally influences, which means it has a capacity to change the bond length of the molecule as well as bond enthalpy of the molecule in the organic compound. Right? So these are some of the important points regarded with the tetravalency of the carbon as well as shape of the organic compound. Further, if you go for the structure and representation of organic compound, particularly if you go for the different molecules, that is structure and representation of the organic compounds. So generally with the help of Lewis structure, or you can call it as a dot structure, or you can also call it as a dash structure, right? So that is a bond line structure. Dash structure is nothing but it is bond line structure. So these are some of the important methods for the representation of the force of attraction between the atom. Generally, we know that bond is nothing but the force of attraction. There will be no any kind of physical line in case of different atoms, whatever they are bonded with a force of attraction. It is just a force of attraction between the atoms. So that force of attraction can be represented on the paper here. So we can draw that in the form of a Lewis structure. So that we call it as a dot structure, or you can also show with the help of the dash structure, as well as you can also call it as a bond line structure, right? So these are very helpful for the representation of the force of attraction. That is nothing but the bond, right? So the force of attraction of the atoms in an organic compound, right? So here I have given some examples. Observe here, in case of ethane, it is a C2H6. If you take C2H6, these two are carbon atoms which are single bonded. Further, both carbons are bonded with a single hydrogen atom. Both carbons are bonded with a single hydrogen atom. If you take the example of ethene, the carbon-carbon is double bonded. Further, these two carbon atoms are single bonded with the two hydrogen atom. Right? And in case of ethyne, right? So ethyne, the carbon-carbon is triple bonded, and one carbon is bonded with a single hydrogen, and another also bonded with a single hydrogen, that is with a single bond. So if you take an example of methanol, here there are OH, that is alcoholic group. Further we'll see different functional group. Just remember now, methanol in case of carbon bonded with 3 hydrogen in the single bond, and further carbon bonded with the OH group, that we will call it as a hydroxy group. So here, which means if you split OH group, which means the carbon is bonded to oxygen and oxygen is further bonded to hydrogen, right? So these are the some of the examples related to the structures and representation of the organic compound. Always remember, already we have seen the Lewis structure, and we can also call it as the dot structure, which helps to determine the molecular structure or structure of any of the molecule, or we can use the dash structure, or you can also call it as a bond line structure. Generally helps to represent the force of attraction. This force of attraction only we will call it as bond. So those bonds can be observed or represented in case of organic compounds, and here we have given some of the simple examples like ethane molecule, carbon carbon is single bonded, ethene molecule, carbon carbon is double bonded, ethyne molecule, that is carbon carbon triple bonded, and in case of methanol, carbon is bonded with 3 side with hydrogen, 1 side with the hydroxyl group. Here also if you observe, here carbon carbon is single bonded, means this hybridization is sp3 hybridization. As we are talking about methane, the same thing here also, the carbon carbon is single bonded, is sp3 hybridized. Here the carbon carbon is double bonded. In case of ethene, that is sp2 hybridized, and in case of ethyne, the carbon carbon is triple bonded, we will call it as a sp hybridization. Hybridization also we have studied in case of chemical bonding chapter also. Further, if you go with some of the another examples regarding with the structure of molecule, so if you take a 3-methyl octane, so it can be represented as, so generally octane means there are 8 carbon atoms. So here if you observe CH3, CH2, CH, CH2, CH3, sorry, CH2, 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 CH3, and here we have used the word that is numerical 3, which means 3-methyl, which means the third position there is a methyl group, right? So you can come from here also, or you can come from here also, right? So this is just an representation of the molecule. You can write in the form of this, that is 3-methyl octane, means there are 8 carbon atom in which the third carbon atom is connected with the methyl group. So I will draw here. Once again, you can observe the same molecular structure of that molecule. We'll draw here. So if you take a 3-methyl octane, so further we'll see how we can nomenclature them. There is naming of the organic compound, as well as, so in case of common system as well as in case of IUPAC system, further I will explain. So here if you divide, you will get 3 words. One is 3, one is methyl, another one is octane. So first we'll write octane. Octane means it is having the 8 carbon atoms. So in a chain, so if you write 8 carbon atoms, that is terminal will be always CH3, that is CH3, CH2, 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 4, CH2, 5, CH2, 6, CH2, 7, and it is CH3 terminal, right? So terminal will be always CH3, and if you observe here, they have specifically used the word, so 3-methyl. Methyl means that is CH3 group. So third position there is a methyl group. You can draw from here also 1, 2, 3, or you can come from here also 1, 2, 3, right? So if you go from left to right, so this will be the numbering 1, 2, and 3, right? So the third carbon atom, there is attachment of one more CH3 group, right? So this makes the structure of 3-methyl. So 3-methyl octane. 3-methyl octane. You can also write in the form of a bond, right? You can show the force of attraction between these 2 carbon atoms with the help of bond. That is, it looks like a CH3, that is, this is bonded with CH2. Further it is bonded with CH2, that is CH. Sorry, here I have written it is CH2. So we'll make it as CH, because the valency will become 5, because it is bonded with this carbon atom also. So this hydrogen also, this carbon also. So therefore it is CH, and this is CH, third carbon atom, and it is further bonded with CH2, CH2, CH2. Count the number of carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we'll go for the 7th one, that is CH2, and is further bonded with CH, because it is a terminal carbon. Terminal carbon will be always bonded with 3 hydrogen atom. Here if you observe, so this is the first carbon, second carbon, and this is the third carbon. So at third position, what happens? There is an attachment of CH3 group, that is called as a methyl group, that you will call it as CH3 here. That is a arrangement of molecule in this way, right? So you can write directly like this, or you can show this zigzag fashion of writing, that is a bond between the carbon atom, or you can also directly write it as, so this is one bond means there is a presence of 2 carbon atom. One bond means there is a presence of 2 carbon atom. That is, there are 2 carbon atoms, third carbon atom, fourth carbon atom, fifth, sixth, seventh, as well as eighth, right? So this endpoints represents the carbon, one carbon atom, two carbon atom, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, as well as 8. And if you come from here from left to right, so this will be the first carbon, the second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon, seventh carbon, as well as 8 carbon. So at the third position there is an attachment of CS3 group, right? So therefore you can represent in the first way, that is a chain of carbon atom, or you can show in the bond between the carbon atom, or directly we can show in the third type, that is zigzag formation, right? So if there is a formation of bond, means it is between carbon and carbon directly, this end is also there is a carbon, and this end is also there is a carbon. So it looks like same carbon, 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 as well as carbon, right? So there are 8 carbon, right? Similarly, if you take 2-methyl butane, 2-methyl butane means that is 4 carbon atoms, right? So butane generally it consists of 4 carbon. If you divide this word or split this word, you will get 3 words. 2-methyl butane means at second position there is a methyl group, there is a butane. Butane means that is terminal is always CS3, right? So that is CH, CH2, CS3. At the second position, this is the first position, this is the second position, there is attachment of CS3, right? So this is the structure of 2-methyl butane. So you can write in the form of like this also, carbon, that is CH3 bonded with CH, further bonded with CH2, further bonded with CH. That is, this is butane. Further here it is CH. At CH there is attachment of CS, right? So this represents 2-methyl, or you can write directly like this, 1 carbon atom, 2 carbon atom, 3 carbon atom, 4 carbon atom, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms, and this at the second position there is attachment of CS. So this is also correct, right? So this representation is also correct. So this representation is also correct. This representation is also correct, right? So in the same way, I have written some of the examples here. If you observe here, in this case, if you take the example of 3-methyl octane, as I have already said, so you can write in these 3 different forms. And here the terminal represents the methyl group. The terminals or the end point, so represents always in a chain. So that end point represents the terminal groups. That groups are always the methyl groups. And if you take the example of 2-bromobutane, right? So 2-bromobutane means here at the second carbon, first carbon atom, second carbon atom, there is attachment of bromine. We'll call it as 2-bromobutane. That is CS3, CH, Br, CH2, CH3. And you can write in the form of bond. You can show the bond between these carbon atoms. CH3 bonded with CH, CH bonded with CH2, CH2 bonded with CH3. So therefore this CH is bonded with Br. Or you can directly show in the form of zigzag lines. That is terminal always will be CH like this, and in between that is CH, and here it is CH2. Further there is a bond formation with Br, right? And if you go for the cyclic compound, so which are in the form of a cyclic form, cyclic compound, the bond line formula can be given as, generally if you take a cyclopropane, the word itself says cyclopropane. Propane means there are 3 carbon atoms. So CH2, CH2, CH2. These all are single bonded. So directly I can write in the form of triangle. It looks like a triangle, which means there is a terminal which is having the carbon atoms, that is CH2, CH2, as well as CH2. Similarly, if you take the cyclopentane, right? So cyclopentane means there are 5 carbon atoms. So since it is cyclo, means it is in the form of cyclic structure. There is CH2, 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 CH2. So this structure represents cyclopentane, which means there are arrangement of 5 carbon atoms. If you take hexane, hexane means the arrangement of 6 carbon atoms. It's CH2, 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 and CH2, right? So this is generally having the structure of cyclohexane. It is in the form of cyclic, right? So this, observe this is an hexane. And here if you observe fourth one, right? So that is a CH2, 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 and CHCl. Here if you observe, so that is a chlorocyclohexane. Already we have seen cyclohexane. In cyclohexane, at particular position, there is a replacement of 1 hydrogen. Observe here, it is a CH2. This CH2, we have removed 1 H and 1 chlorine is attached. So therefore, it is called as cyclohexane. Observe here. If you take the cyclic structure, we are talking about structure of cyclic molecule, that you will call it as cyclic structure. So if you take first one, cyclopropane, right? So cyclopropane means propane is nothing but the 3 carbon atoms, so which are bonded, that is CH2, further bonded with CH2, further bonded with CH2, and it is connected like this, right? So the equivalent structure means you can write like this, right? So this represents, so these are carbon, carbon and carbon, right? That is cyclopropane. Second one, if you go for the cyclobutane, you can write the structure of cyclobutane. In cyclobutane, how we can write? So that is CH2, 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 C, right? So like this bond, so you can write it as in the form of square also, right? So this terminal or the end represents the carbon atom. Similarly, if you take the example of cyclopentane, if you take an example of cyclopentane, so that is in the form of CH2, right? So further bonded with CH2 here, right? So further bonded with CH2, 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 right? So it looks like this, right? So the equivalent structure can be written like this in the form of, so these represents the carbon atoms, right? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 as well as 5. Similarly, if you go for a cyclohexane, we'll go for the cyclohexane. Observe carefully. So in case of cyclohexane, I can write it as CH2 bonded with CH2, bonded with CH2, 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 like this, right? So which means if you count, so there are 6 carbon. Hexane represents the 6 carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the equivalent structure we can write it as, right? So this represents the cyclo. Here also all the connections represents the carbon atom, right? So here in this CH2, if I remove one hydrogen atom, so this will become CH, right? So out of CH2, if I remove one carbon atom, so this will become CH. I will draw here this structure, the same structure. So if I remove, then the structure will become, that is CH2, CH2, that is CH, CH2, 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 and here if we remove one hydrogen, I can connect this with a chlorine atom. This carbon is further connected with the chlorine atom. So therefore, I can write this structure as, by removing one hydrogen atom, the equivalent structure for this I can write in this form, that is Cl, right? So which means the cyclohexane which is further connected with chlorine, the same thing I have written, right? So therefore it is called as chlorocyclohexane. In the cyclohexane, I have removed one hydrogen atom, right? So you can remove from any of the carbon, not only this carbon, you can remove from any of the carbon. I can write this structure as like this, or I can write this structure as like this. If I remove the hydrogen from this carbon atom, or if I remove the hydrogen from this carbon atom, I can write like this also, right? So this represents a chlorocyclohexane. This represents chlorocyclohexane, right? So these are the some of the important structures of the organic compound, right? So further, as we go with the different examples, so you'll understand there are various methods. So for the representation that we have already seen in case of hybridization with the VS-EPR theory, VBT theory, molecular orbital theory. So these are the important theories which we have learned in chemical bonding for the prediction of structure of the molecule, right? So if you have doubts, please go through with the previous videos in the form which were used generally for the explanation regarding with the chemical bonding, and you'll get a better understanding for the structure of the molecules. Okay, further if you go for the 3D representation of organic compound, if you take a example of CH4, so here you can observe the CH4 in that carbon is bonded with 4 hydrogen atom. Not all the hydrogen atoms are in the same plane. 2 are in the same plane and 2 are in the different plane, right? So that is generally called as a 3-dimensional. We'll call it as 3D. 3-dimensional representation of an organic compound. Organic compound generally here carbon bonded with 4 hydrogen atom. So here in case of the 3D diagrammatic representation of CH4 molecule can be given as carbon bonded with 4 hydrogen atom. So here if you observe, so bond in the plane of paper, these two bonds are shown by the straight line, right? So here the carbon is bonded with the 2 hydrogen. So that bond in the plane of the paper, this is on the plane of the paper. And if you observe here, so one is the solid wedge, that is the bond towards the observer, which means it looks like this, the bond towards the observer. This bond is coming outside, right? So that bond towards the observer. And dash width, so it shows that that is dashed wedge show that bond is away from the observer, which means it is behind that, that is carbon is bonded with. So if you observe here, so it looks like this bond is nearer to the molecules, and one is like this, it looks like this, right? So one is, two are in the plane of the paper. If you observe, these two are in the plane of the paper, and one is coming towards the observer, this towards the observer, and one will be backside like this, it goes from here, right? So therefore the structure of the molecule is like this. So two hydrogens are bonded, that with a single bond are in the plane of the paper, and one solid wedge is bonded, so that is in the form of bond towards the observer, which means it's coming out from the plane, that is called as bond towards the observer. And the fourth bond, or the last bond, is that is away from the observer, that is going backside, therefore here if you observe, so these two, that is first and second, these two, so these are in the same plane, and one is coming away from this, and one is coming away from this, that is away from this, and one is going back from this carbon, it is going, that is backside like this, it is going like this, right? So therefore carbon is having a 4 hydrogen atom. Not all the hydrogen atoms are in the same plane, in which 2 hydrogens are in the same plane, other 2 hydrogens, one will be towards the observer and another will be, that is away from the observer. And further, if you go for the classification of organic compounds, so generally the organic compounds are classified into 2 types. One is called as acyclic, or we can also call it as open chain compounds. Acyclic, or also we can call it as open chain compounds. Second one is called as cyclic, or it is called as a closed chain, or also we can call it as a ring compounds. Remember, so the organic compounds are generally classified into 2 types. One is acyclic, which means that is non-cyclic, or you can also call it as open chain compounds, that is open chain compounds. And in cyclic, or also we can call it as a closed chain, or the another name for cyclic is called as ring compounds, right? So further, if you subdivide this ring compounds or cyclic or closed chain, so these are categorized again into 2 types. One is homocyclic, or you can also call it as a carbocyclic compounds. We can call it as homocyclic, or also you can call it as carbocyclic compounds. And second type subclassification in cyclic is heterocyclic compounds. Second subclassification is heterocyclic compounds. And in homocyclic, you can further categorize into alicyclic as well as aromatic. In further homocyclic, it is subdivided into alicyclic as well as aromatic, and further aromatic is subdivided into benzoid as well as non-benzoid compounds, right? So don't get confused, it is very simple. Further, if you go for the definition of these, right, so different types of, that is classification of organic compound, then you will clearly understand. Now just remember this chart. So that is organic compound is generally divided into 2 types. So one is acyclic, or you can call it as open chain compound, and the second one is cyclic or closed chain or ring compound. Further, this cyclic, closed chain or ring compound is subcategorized into 2 types. One is homocyclic and second one is called as heterocyclic compound. And homocyclic is also divided into 2 types. One is alicyclic, second one is aromatic, that is aromatic compounds. And further aromatic compounds are subdivided into benzoid as well as non-benzoid. So once we'll see what we have studied in the today's classes. Okay, in the today's class, we have seen some of the important concepts related to the organic chemistry, that is catenation of the carbon, that is a tetravalency of carbon, and hybridization in case of organic compound, that is a sp3 hybridization, sp2 hybridization, and sp hybridization. Along with that, we have seen the structure, that is structure representation of organic, and related to that, we have seen some of the examples like 3-methyl octane, that is 2-methyl-butane, 2-bromobutane, as well as some of the important cyclic compounds like cyclopropane, cyclic compounds like this, observe here, that is cyclopropane, cyclobutene, cyclopentane, cyclohexane, and how we can replace one hydrogen by the attachment of another atom. So the molecule can be converted into chlorocyclohexane. We have seen this structure of the molecules, and along with that we have seen the three-dimensional representation of the organic compounds. Here if you observe the three-dimensional representation, that is carbon is having the 4 hydrogen atom that is bonded. In case of CH4, the 2 hydrogens are in the same plane, and one is towards the observer and another one is away from the observer. This gives the 3D structure or three-dimensional structure. And further we have also seen the classification of organic compounds in case of two types. One is acyclic as well as cyclic. In cyclic it is further divided into homocyclic as well as heterocyclic, and homocyclic is further divided into alicyclic and aromatic, and in case of aromatic it is further subdivided into benzoid as well as non-benzoid, right? So draw this chart neatly, and this is very important for the further information. Once you know the definition of these different types of organic compound, it is very easy to study, right? So comparatively, inorganic chemistry as well as physical chemistry, organic is very easy, because here we only study about the carbon as well as its compounds. So the pure study is only about carbon and its compound. So write down the notes very carefully, and word by word read it carefully, and it is very helpful for the examination also, and further even for the higher classes also. So we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next class. Thanks for joining.